morning, welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. I am outside and this will probably not be a super long video. Well, maybe, I'm leaking. Over the course of doing this and it drying, it may end up being, but anyway, I am going to dye some paper for a steampunk journal and beach, and I don't know exactly how it's all gonna go, but I have my box of stuff here. I have a variety of papers. I have some cheesecloth and some muslin, paper bags, CD cases, tiny tags. In this I have just instant coffee and super hot water that is leaking because it's hot. I've got my turquoise dye, some shabby shutters, vintage photo, and Mermaid Lagoon oxide sprays. And in this bucket I have some rust, and I'm going to go out in the garage and find the other bucket of rusty pieces. So I'm going to get these all laid out, spray them with the coffee mixture, lay the rust bits on them, spray them with some inks, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like, and then we will have to let them dry. I've got the other bucket of rust here, and there's some really good bits in there. So hopefully we'll get some good designs and very uncontrolled, and eclectic and unique is what I'm after. So let's see what we can come up with. Okay, so I've all my papers down with pieces of rust, different colors of oxides. I did go up and get the Uncharted Mariner because I thought the Mermaid Lagoon was too vivid and bright. So this just all has to dry. It's a nice sunny day with a light breeze. So hopefully this will dry out today and we can see what we have. Mark found this tray thingy that I'm using, so the bottom layer should have some really cool design from that, but that's the only thing I really have that's like a design, because I didn't bring out my plastic tablecloths, and he keeps throwing more rust on for me, so that's great. It's hours later. It is, I don't know, probably 4 hours later, and things are not exactly dry. Well, they're nowhere near dry, but I find it very interesting. Like the chicken wire left an impression that was interesting because it wasn't even touching the fabric itself. And then, let's try not to make you sick here. We just have some really interesting pieces over here. And I'm trying not to lift and I'm trying not to peek. Like this is a robe hook, so I'm really hoping it comes to life. I'm so sorry about my dirty hands. We are picking up leaves and raking and moving rocks and stuff, so I'm really dirty and I apologize for my hands, but it's the nature of what we're doing. But I wanted to share with you the progress, the process. Let me see what time it is, I'll tell you. Okay, so it's like 4:30, and I think I started this about 11 o'clock this morning ish, because I know we stopped and went in for lunch at like 1 or so. So and I had been working on it for a while, as well as doing some other things. So this has some great modeled effect. The rust effect is moving. Some of the bolt or the washers are just leaving almost like just a shadow or a ghosted image. This is intriguing me. I don't know what it's gonna do. So I'm trying to leave it alone and not touch it. Mark keeps telling me to leave it alone, so I'm trying. And so I'm going to leave it overnight, and tomorrow it's supposed to be cloudy but still kind of warm, so hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to see what we have. And then my plan is to spray the tablecloth and just lay papers down and try to soak up any excess coffee or ink. So it's the next day, it's Sunday, and I left this all set obviously overnight into today, and I'm getting ready to start cleaning it up and picking it all up. So I'm hoping that we're gonna have some really cool results here. Let's see if I can get down here. See, that's not even, is that dry? Ooh, that's crazy feeling. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Really interesting color, really interesting texture. Really came out pretty. I'll have to take a paper towel maybe and wipe the bits off, you know, so that I'm not transporting that in my project box. But It's really cool. And I'm really happy with that. That's a glassine bag. So that's really, ooh, and the back is pretty too. Okay, so I'll just get all these uncovered. Clearly I don't have my phone holder. I had a leaf stuck to my sweater. Anyway, I don't have my phone holder down here with me, or I would be using that instead of this. But let's see, oh, the leaf didn't transfer anything there. Let's see if this one did. I weighted this one down. Nope, just shadowed it, but that's okay. It's an experiment. I have not rust dyed before, so we'll see what happens. This is a piece of fabric here. So we have some interesting stuff. Oh, sorry, I wasn't even on screen, was I? Okay, all right. Oh, let's see. That leaf didn't do anything either. Well, what do you know? Okay. Yay. Last leaf. Oh, I got a little bit of transfer with that one. See right there? The marks from the bottom of the leaf. So I had that one weighted down more, so maybe the extra weight worked on that. All right, I'm gonna continue and I'll be back. Can I say I am in love, love, love with this fabric piece. I love the outline of the maple leaf, and then that's off that smoke bush or whatever it is that thing's called that I have that I like to dye with. And so those left the imprints, which is so interesting that they did that, because I had put those on later, long after I did everything. So just in the drying process, it changed the color. So I think that's really cool. Got all the little rusty bits off this, and this is going to be neat to make either pockets or ruffles or whatever. Super cool. Super, super cool. And I can take that off, put that at a fall page, because that would be really pretty. So I think I'll do that. Okay, I haven't gotten very far because I'm oohing and ahhing over every single piece, and I had to go in search of some pieces that the wind blew away. So look at this packaging. Oh my goodness. Trying really hard to not be all crazy with my expressions with you guys, but oh my, wow, it is gorgeous. And oh, this wind. But I've been finding it interesting. Look on the edge that the sun was hitting. Hang on, things are blowing away. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the edge over here where the sun was hitting, it's darker and a more rich color versus what was under. Well, you can see like right where, you know, it changed. So I think that's an interesting thing that's going on with this. You can see like right where the paper was laying. So yeah, I have some background noise, but I wanted to pop on real quick. This thing is a combine screen, Mark said, and look at the design it gave. Like, oh, I'm so excited. So this will definitely be hanging around for dyeing. Thought I was recording and I wasn't. This gauzy stuff came out really cool. I was telling Mark that I was going to need his help because I wanted to be able to spray this tablecloth and sop up all the extra inks and stuff and see what we can get. So if I get to that, we'll see. I don't know, but I'm hoping to, because there's a lot of ink on this from just previous projects. So it will be an I don't know what we're going to get kind of an experiment. So I'm peeling up the last one, and I gotta tell you that I'm not going to do the, see this? Oh, there it came off. I'm not going to try to mop up the remaining ink off this, which is a bummer, but I'm getting a lot of transfer off of the tablecloth itself, and it's pulling up the blue from the tablecloth. So I don't think, I had quite a few pieces that were stuck. I mean, you can see like here, that's paper that's stuck to it. There's some in a couple other places. So I've just decided that this is gonna go in the garbage, oops, after I get my rust off of it. And I will have to put this on my list to get another tablecloth for my best making, because I think this one has seen better days. Definitely has seen better days. Okay, so over here is my pile. What I'm going to do is get everything gathered and collected. I'll go upstairs and do a quick flip through of the pieces, kind of talk about them a little bit. Some of my musings, I suppose, about what did and didn't work on this experiment. and then I'll get this posted for you. Okay, so I have it upstairs and I don't have any of the lights on in here. I'm hoping there's enough natural light that you'll be able to see these. I was thinking that we would get more true colors by not having the lights on, so hopefully I'm not wrong. So here's an envelope. I don't know, it's awfully dark in my camera. Maybe I'll rethink my thoughts. Okay, hopefully that's better. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so that's a big envelope, so that'll be really cool, like folded around a page. This is going to be a bit that I will probably tear for collage, or maybe just use the one page, you know, as a page. We'll see. I mean, there's lots of options. This was still a little damp, so that's why it's on top, so I would know this one was a little damp, as well as these were a little damp too. So I had these big rust plates on here, and they didn't do as much as I thought they would, but I have a theory. So we're going to come back to these two pages in particular in a minute. I had wiped these down real well, but apparently I missed a spot. So we're going to come back to these, and I'll talk to you about my theory when we get there. Or when we're done. Okay, the parchment paper I showed, or no, I'm sorry, this is packing paper, like Amazon packaging or something, and it was kind of like the cream color. So I showed you that outside. I'm about to lose my mind in this craft room, you guys. With this packing and trying to do everything, I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna get through it, and then I'm gonna clean up some. So I have these little index cards. And these are just the cutest little size. I love these. Lots of different interesting colors came out on them. Really just a lot of cool textures and designs. I love the randomness of doing it like this because you don't know what you're going to get. This is, you can see, that's where it was stuck to the tablecloth, and so the blue came up, and I was like, oh, well, oops. But this is like a little card. So that'll be fun to embellish. And that'll be really fun too. So I probably will put that on a page as like a flip out, because I don't want to cover this, how pretty this is. Okay, a couple of library card pockets. I love how the color came out. Hopefully the color is true for you in the camera. Sometimes things get a little skewed, which is, it bothers me because I'm like, well, you're not really getting the full effect, but I can't do anything about that with the lighting and everything. Like some of the backs of these are really pretty, but there again, you can see that texture where that stuck to my tablecloth. That one also, but I think it looks really cool. It doesn't bother me. Fortunately, the color of the tablecloth works with what I was doing. I did put it in the garbage. I'm not going to try to clean it and salvage the ink on it. I do not have time to mess with another round of dyeing, and I need coffee dyed paper really bad, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that, but I guess I'll get over that need for a little while. This is kind of neat, the oxidation on this craft colored envelope. I think that looks kind of cool. Okay, these are little like glassine pockets, and they're so cute, and I love the color of this one. They're really pretty. The back of this one is what has the interesting design on it, so I don't know if I will just slide that in a pocket or what I'll do with that. These are silverware bags, so I try to keep these, and I'm trying to use them more in projects, but I do tend to keep them when we go out to eat. These are glassine bags, and I'm so bummed. Look, I ripped that one, and I ripped this one because they stuck to themselves. See, that's as far as I can get my finger in there, but they're crinkly, delightfully crinkly, and so maybe we'll just put them around a page or do them as a flip out or something. We'll still use them. Did I tell you guys this was for the steampunk journal? I don't know if I told you that or not, but this is for the steampunk journal, and I knew that rust dyeing was absolutely not something I could do on the road in the RV, so that's why I chose to do this instead of actually coffee dyeing paper. It's just a bigger glassine bag. Instead of, look at that, my twine, all that dyeing I did, and I forgot to make sure that the twine got ink on it. Oh well. The fabric I showed you outside, I am so in love with that piece. Oh my goodness. A couple of CD envelopes. Now you'll see here and on the window, the big window envelope as well, there's dye on the plastic, and that's okay because I'll just take like my baby wipe and get that ink off of there. I'm not really worried about that. Oops. So, and the backs of those are really cool also. So again, I'm thinking some flips and it'll be fun. I know that plastic is really loud crinkling in the sound, so sorry. These are just little book pages here. And then a couple of coffee filters. I think those came out really neat. And then some guest checks. And these is so interesting whether it was facing up or down and how modeled they are. So these were face down. So the dark is really modeled and grungy. I know, I tell you guys, I don't like that word. Here I'm using it. But I mean, this kind of suits. It looks dirty and really aged, and I love, love, love this one. I just think it's really got cool pattern in it. So they all came out really neat. I mean, I'm not really disappointed with very much of any of these. So I encourage you to play. I encourage you to experiment. Get your things out. That's always something like get your stuff out and play. I mean it. And I'm like, as stressed as we are right now, I mean, I was having so much fun doing this yesterday. And then today uncovering it was a nice mental break for me. It's been kind of a stressful morning. So it was really fun for me to be able to uncover the layers and see what we ended up with. So definitely encourage you to play. So this was the antique robe hook, and look, it's like a perfect J. So these were just some, I think these were bridge scorecards, I think is what these were. But see what I'm saying? Like the back is sometimes cooler than the front design. So it'll just be a matter of choosing and figuring out what we want to use. A variety of book pages here. This one's French. This one is still French. Some dictionary. I just got in my bin of my box of book pages, loose book pages, and grabbed them because I'm like, gotta use them. So I did. These are some really big index cards. So let's see if I can do this in such a way that you'll see them. I love this. And again, some of that texture from that tablecloth on there. This I think is really neat, and you could see like there's the nail head and just the way that it did. Oh, so here's what I want to compare because this is a really, really great example. So I tore this. So, oh, there's more of the texture from the tablecloth as well. I think that's the last piece I was pulling when I showed you guys. But anyway, squirrels. Okay, so see the difference in how black this is, and this is kind of more purpley. So I had decided about, oh gosh, I had gotten most of the first layer down, and then I was like, you know, I just don't know if this is going to rest how I want it to rest or mark the pages like I want it to mark. And I really got really worried about it about the time I got to the fabric, or when I was starting to play with that piece of cheesecloth or gauze or whatever that is. And I was like, you know, I'm just going to get the vinegar. And I knew the vinegar was going to react and give me the black. So that is the difference. And this does not have the vinegar on it, and this does. So, I mean, that's an extreme because this is a really dark piece here. So that's kind of an extreme comparison, but you can see that even when I had just done the shavings, it's got the dark speckles here. And that is the vinegar reacting with it. This one tore. I'm going to have to repair that because I love the color on the back of this. Now this color is not a color that I used, so that is some kind of a transfer of whatever was on the tablecloth. That is transfer. So that's why I had said on some of these pieces, especially that bottom layer, I didn't know what I was going to get. I'm just going to glue this really quickly so I don't accidentally tear that off. And actually, I think it'll be kind of cool and give us some good design on here, the tear, because I would venture to say that a lot of this stuff is probably going to get aged a little bit more. Definitely some stamping. I just lost my lid. Definitely some stamping and more of the
just aging process in this. So anyway, so that's just, I wanted to show you the comparison with the vinegar and not vinegar pieces. So now as we flip through here, you'll probably be better able to tell, like, oh, that one did or that one didn't have the vinegar on it. Those are still damp. Okay, so this is where, excuse me, I thought that the wire wasn't doing any good, so I pulled it up off here, and then I realized, oh, it like shadowed it a little bit. So that's kind of a neat impression that got. And these I love this design from that. So he put it away. He knows we have to keep that. Anyway, so, and again, this is a page that these are pages that were on the bottom. So before I didn't spray these with vinegar, so they're more purple than black. So I need to make myself a note to just trust myself with the coffee and let the coffee do its thing with the rust, and maybe not do the vinegar next time. Because when I did the Eco Dye prints, there's a significant difference in color when I did the alum versus just the, I'm sorry, when I did the alum versus the vinegar as well. So, just kind of something that I learned, because this truly was an experiment, and I like the purple effect, but purple's my favorite color, so, so yeah, like big difference. I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be that big of a difference, but it is. I mean, it really blackened it. So it's okay though. This is perfect for what I'm after for the one journal. So I'm not worried about it having the dark spots and stuff. This was a piece of corrugated aluminum siding that I laid on there, and Mark said it's not going to do anything, but it kind of did. It left me some lines. Now we know. That's another one. I pulled up a lot of really cool color off of the tablecloth. And I like the blue in there. That's that turquoise ink spray. I just love it. It's running low. I'm gonna need a replacement. So just, what? I'm filming. I'll be right there. Huh? Okay. Sorry about that. And then, so these are a lot. There's another one with the cool transfer. And you can see it was like sticking. So some of them will be used in collage or making journaling cards, or, you know, whatever. Now that got some red, so that's the little fox's hiney on there, or orange. So just really fun bits to work with. A lot of fun color. Even this came out kind of neat. This was a shiny book page, but I liked that the hot air balloon was on here. Music paper. Some really cool designs on the music paper. Again, rust without the vinegar really being on there. I think it may have soaked through on this one from the top piece, but oops. We have more, but wait, there's more. That's a cool piece, I think. Just a lot of interest in these. I love this one. I love this one. It's so pretty. So, yeah. And tracing paper. I have to get some. This was some that my friend had sent me, and so I used it, and because I made myself cool bits that I've been kind of holding on to and not using. And these came out really cool, so I'm really happy with those. And then an atlas index page, a couple of those. So that's it. So hopefully you'll get your stuff out, you'll play, you'll experiment, and you'll learn something. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.